And we're back.
Hopefully we're back.
I think we're back.
We'll find out in a minute. I'm actually going to look. Anyways, go ahead.
Tonight, hopefully we're recording. We're joined by a good family friend of ours, Mr. Nik Coon. Very, very funny friend of ours that moved to the county. Wasn't an OG local, but is very much so now a local
Pillar of the community.
Yeah, pillar of the community.
You're selling me.
Local business. He's a good friend of ours. You can call him anytime. He'll answer the phone. He might not want to when he sees that name pop up, but he does.
That's you too, huh?
He's my firework expert that I always go to. We'll talk about that. He's just a hell of a good guy. Feeling he's hacking up a lung, don't write him. We always start saying, Fielding, how was your day?
Okay. This morning, got up, got the guys started, and went directly to C&O Marine in White Bluff. Don't take your shit there, ladies and gentlemen.
Having a little jet boat issue.
Yeah. Took it from C&O directly to Franklin to Clark Marine Sales and Service. Looks really promising.
We will do a jet boat mechanic recap next week.
Why?
Well, because it's been sitting at C&O. They were very unresponsive. I'm not the customer, but I could only from stories from you. So we'll see how the Franklin place plays out.
Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll follow up.
Yeah, we'll follow up. Give them a review.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so I only went to Franklin to deliver the boat, but I made it worth it. So I don't try to go that way unless I can do something that benefits the business. So I did pick up a check from a customer, and I looked at a job on the way back to try to make the trip worth it. Then got back here, immediately did payroll,
Checks in the bank.
got checks in for everybody, and went to Verizon for 3 hours and got nothing accomplished. Curtis, thanks for that. And now here we are. No,
I was going to go to Nick, but
whoever.
that's fine.
I care about both of them.
Early morning, took sleep, went in, got up, 15 to 5. Shop, got some stuff done at the shop real quick this morning, Buffalo. Did a air conditioning job. I moved the AC unit from one building to the next log cabin. If you're in Buffalo at the 143 and want to eat a good meal, they got good cold AC now. We had to move the AC unit with the boom truck. And then scepter and set on a dozer tracker. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. You edit that out. But yeah. And then hung around, set a dozer, and come up here.
Right.
Pretty easy Thursday. I like it.
Basic hundo.
Set up for tomorrow. Friday. Camping day. Buffalo's bound, baby. Anyway, Mr. Nik, how in the hell was your day?
What was your favorite part of your day?
Wow. Shots.
We never had a remote.
No. What was the favorite?
What was the happiest moment you had today?
Let's say.
Yeah, well, the most exciting. The thing you were like, I'm glad today happened.
When I sat in my track coat and started to start work, it started up and the air conditioning kicked on.
Perfect.
Yes.
The highlight of the day.
That was probably, besides like, I got to kiss my kids this morning. Went to work. Got to kiss my wife. But outside of that, the happiest time of the day was when I started my track coat. It started and the air conditioning kicked on.
Perfect.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
It's nice when things work.
Oh, boy.
What about you, Fielding? What's the highlight? What was the exciting thing? That's what I want to know.
Gas fire questions at us. This is different.
I deposited my check, and I took the money
That feels
out
good.
to pay my mortgage. I
Yes.
live here for another month.
you are that much closer to financial freedom.
That's
I
right.
love it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd say that's it.
good. Yeah. Small achievable goals.
Yeah.
I had a good day. I don't really have bad days. I got Tina, my wife, works for the school, just the education system. She's out for the summer. School's out. So now she's normally up before me. She's a morning person, plus school starts early. I don't. I hate mornings. So now that she's on summer break, I got to wake up with her. I only get to do that for a few weeks a year. That's the day started off right. Shop, my job, everything was good. I have really nothing to complain about. Ran into some great people. Ran into some people that I may or may not miss, but I think about the good people, and I had a good day.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you do today?
As little as possible. Now,
I did see you today
yeah.
in the little maintenance work at one of your locations,
Yes.
which we're going to get into.
Okay.
He said shop. He didn't explain shop.
Right.
Well, you know, that's sort.
Yeah.
So I know you. I know you were spraying today.
Weed killer.
Weed killer.
Well, they make a nice place look like a dump.
Especially when it's a very nice establishment that the community can use to benefit them and benefit you. You want it to look good. That's all it is.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care of the little things. The big things always seem to work out.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
So Nik Coon.
Yep.
Where were you born and raised?
Well, I was born in Ohio. I was there till maybe 5. So I don't remember a whole lot. I got a couple memories.
What part of Ohio were you born?
Loudonville, way up in the north side. I know so little about Ohio because I left there young. I go back to visit some family every once in a while. My biological father lived up there, so I would go see him. He passed away about 3 years ago now. So I got a sister up there and a grandpa up there, but that's really about it. But around 5 or 6 years old, my mom and my stepdad, the dad who I grew up with, moved us down to Vero Beach, Florida, Indian River County. If you've ever bought a bag of oranges or grapefruit, it says Indian River County on it. That's where I'm from. That's where I grew up. That's where I met my wife. That's where everything really started. We moved because you couldn't afford it. That is a very expensive place to live. Plus the real estate bubble that was nationwide there helped motivate us to change properties. But yes, we did a little tour of some different states looking for a new place to live once we started having kids. We wanted to raise kids somewhere where we could actually take care of them instead of a big city having those issues.
So we skip.
Yeah, we're not skipping that.
Yeah.
How was school?
School. I was
sports.
no.
It's not a sporty guy.
I'm not a sporty guy.
Class clown?
No. I made
blossomed late.
Well, I blossomed, I suppose, after my wife trained me.
Okay.
We are, or we used to be, very opposite socially. In school, I was definitely quiet. I made it through all the 12 years of school. And very few people knew me. Very quiet. Most of my teachers didn't know my name by face. I was very quiet. I was a nerd. I had zero problems in school. School came relatively easy, not because I'm smart, not saying anything like that. Just, it was really easy to follow the rules. Do what they say, everything's fine. So I did that. School was fine. Never had any bullying because nobody knew I was there.
Flying under the radar.
Yeah. I graduated early because the required classes, I had taken those, and the school said that I had a couple options. I could take some nonsense classes to get the hours, or I could just go to work through some school program. So I went to work. I was in a small engine class. Mr. Robinson, the only teacher I remember, he was a small engine teacher, and he got me my first job at a lawnmower shop.
That's our next.
Yep. That's where the lawnmower started, because I was taking his class, because you were allowed to chew tobacco in his class. And it was overlooked. And they had a soda machine.
I'm sitting across from you tonight. Cut that habit out.
No, but
okay. I didn't know.
I stopped.
Somebody's spitter over there. It's not mine.
No, not mine.
No, that's the bottle of water.
That's mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mumble a little bit when I got tobacco in. I figured this wasn't the time for that.
No, you're good. You're good. So we take his class. We're small engine.
Yep.
Get your first job.
Yep.
All right. So
how old are you? Is this your junior year?
Let's see. I'm junior. Sophomore. And then I carried it in my junior year. And then by then I had the hours and the classes. So I never actually did my senior year. I graduated a year early. I've always been in a hurry.
Wow.
Let's hurry up and get to the next thing. It wasn't because I was smart. It was just because I did everything in a hurry.
Okay.
I didn't waste any time.
So you stayed at the small engine shop that you started at until you got out of school?
Yes. And then through that shop, I met some of the guys that were in golf courses. Whew, I really got to think about this.
Mm-hmm.
And
as fast as what you thought. We're going to slow down. I don't make you think about it.
I got offered a job on the beach at a golf course as a mechanic assistant.
That's fair.
So I was working at a golf course, and got to know turf equipment there. Did that for a little while, and did that until I was probably late 17, somewhere in there. And then I wasn't happy with that, or I wasn't sure what to do after that. That's what it was. And so I joined the military, and then I was gone for a couple years.
So when we joined, what branch?
Army.
I
was in the Army, and so the funniest story about that, because I'm not a stereotypical soldier. I did some cool things, but I was never a infantryman. I originally was signed up to join the Coast Guard because they had a base there close to where I grew up. So I'd never seen much of the world. And so I joined the Coast Guard. And so everything's done and everything's going on, and I'm talking to the recruiter, and he's guaranteeing me this position, this post. It's all that, and it's fine and dandy. And then just had an epiphany. It's the Coast Guard, which involves boats. You're on a boat. That's what the Coast Guard is. I don't really like the water.
Right?
Pretty much, yeah. Coast Guard's a little more, they're not going to go around the world, but yes, a lot of search and rescue and a lot of that stuff. Natural disaster, absolutely. But anything to do with water along our coastlines, Coast Guard's going to be there. I don't like boats. I'm a strong swimmer.
That was my question. I was like, why?
So I kind of thought, and I was talking to the recruiter the next day or whenever, shortly after that, and I said, am I going to end up on a boat? And I just remember him laughing. And I was like, that's a yes. So he put me off onto another recruiter, and he said, if you don't like water, you need to stay in the woods. So they put me in the Army. So that's how I ended up in the Army.
Basic and all the we're doing
basic training was Fort Knox. Where all the gold is and the aliens and who knows what else is in there. I've guarded Fort Knox. I think that I don't think it's classified anymore, but I guarded Fort Knox with blank rounds in my M16.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, thought that was all for show. Just thought it was cool because nobody can break into that thing. It's actually pretty cool. I guarded it, and I never got to see inside of it. So I did that, and then I went to Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland for AIT, or Advanced Individual Training. And I went there for Power Generations Equipment Repair, which was a 52 Delta. Generator mechanic. That's all it was.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Well, when you join the military, they give you essentially an IQ test. Not really, but a test to find your strong suits. And so they do that, and then they say, okay, these are the jobs that we need. They give you a list of the jobs, and they say, these are the ones you're qualified for. And the next column is sign-on bonus for that job. So I just looked down for the highest sign-on bonus. That's
happened to be mechanic.
And
engine mechanic.
It was a small engine mechanic. And he said they were starving for him at the time. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know that's how I picked it. That doesn't sound very patriotic, but it's real. That's what happened. I went in and served and did my job and followed the rules just like I did in high school. You guys want this? Okay. And that's what I did. No problems. Got along with everyone. No problem. Was not the stereotypical soldier. Was not running around boozing and fighting and all that stuff. Kind of boring nerd. Had a couple of friends. That was about it. So I did that. I hope not.
Dude, that sounds like it's going down direction. The airport's right there, but he's going real quick.
Yeah, so my brother lives by an airport, small airport, and it just sounded like one was about to crash inside. Anyway, sorry, Mr. Nick. So
how long did you serve?
2 years. That's all. At the time, they were offering 2-year contracts. So I just did 2 years because I didn't know what I wanted to do or not do. You know, that was a learning thing for me. I didn't know where else to go. And I love the military for that. It's a great place for people to find out who they are, or at least give them time to figure out where they want to go. I don't know that I would be here today if it wasn't for those 2 years, but I suppose that could be said about any event in our lives.
Right.
So I don't regret it. I'm glad I did it, but it's not the highlight of my life. It was just 2 years of me doing what I needed to do, and I didn't break any rules. I gave them what they asked for, and they gave me what they told me they would. So it was a good thing. But I knew I wasn't a career man.
Right.
Because what they didn't tell me about the Army was they want you to run.
Yeah.
Remember what we said about sports?
Yeah.
Most of them involve running.
They do.
I don't play sports either. Running sucks. I don't need to be in that much of a hurry.
Yeah.
And if I do,
better be chasing me.
I'm going to fix a go-kart, a four-wheeler, a riding lawnmower. I don't care. All of them move faster than me.
We're going to cut out the running. Right.
No more running.
So you haven't, so Nick's new to even the existence of the podcast, relatively new. So you haven't checked out, Eli Smith was a army, guy. He's vet.
Yeah.
When you get in a truck, next time you drive, I think that's where you were going earlier. You and Tina are getting ready to go on a little trip.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the truck listening, check out Eli's because he's got a pretty good story about.
That's funny. Yeah, he had a good story
About
I know Eli.
about him getting army rut.
Yeah.
I
think he actually shit his pants.
A lot of people did. I mean, it was rough, but I don't know. I don't have any real funny stories because I just did what I was supposed to do. But I saw a lot of guys were way more into it than me.
Yeah.
It was kind of neat. I don't really have any exciting stories. It's not something I talk about because it's actually quite boring, really, other than I did my time.
Thanks for your service.
Well, it was my pleasure. I'm glad it was there for me because I needed it.
Yeah.
So we get through the 2 years in the
Mhm.
Army. Where do we go next?
Well, so I go from there and I go to Fort Campbell and I do all that. So I got around a little bit, but in 2 years, you only move so much. So whenever it's time to get out, I knew I didn't want to re-up. So I was like, well, where do I want to go? Well, the only thing I knew to do was to go back home.
Florida.
Yeah, went back home. Back where mom was, my grandma, my sisters, home. That's where I went. And, so I went back and did that. And I'll be honest, I don't remember what job I got when I first got back.
Where? I forgot. Sorry. What part of Florida did you go back to?
Vero Beach. And so this is a couple hours south of Daytona.
Okay.
We're on that coast on the Atlantic side. Don't remember what job. I'm sure it was something, small engine mechanic, golf course or something. But not really doing a whole lot. And very shortly after that, by accident, I met Tina, my wife.
Here we go. Let's get into it.
Let's get into so what?
Nick out mowing the lawn with his shirt on.
How did yes?
How does this?
How did Nick and Tina meet?
Well, so we both went to high school, the same high school. We knew some of the same people, some of them, but very different social things, circles. She was definitely more popular, a lot more friends, a lot louder, a lot funnier, a lot more well-liked, a lot more known. So I didn't know her in high school. So it kind of made it funny because I know that it's hard to believe now, but the internet has evolved. So shortly after I got out of the military, the internet is becoming a thing. It wasn't like it is today, this twisted contraption that we have of social media now. It wasn't that. It was actually, in my opinion, pure and actually just trying to connect the world. I think in the beginning it had the best of intentions. I think we've perverted. But anyway, so you're on there and you're looking up different groups of hobbyists and things like that and learning things. It's an encyclopedia. Well, one of the things that you could do was message people and, basically like a text. It was that simple.
Kind of like Facebook Messenger.
But you had to have
but there's
to be able to message.
No, it was all just the whole world's together. You're talking to someone from Tokyo. It's almost like a CB radio.
What was this?
There was no app.
But I don't. But I'm mind blocked.
Yes, this is this is very beginning. This is dial-up internet.
I remember that.
All of that. This is very, very basic. It was literally, an encyclopedia digital. So there wasn't the things that you have now. So everything a lot of it was accident, unless you were trying to look up a certain thing like
tits.
No, I honestly, I honestly don't think you could at the time.
Okay.
I think that had not evolved yet. So it's just one of those things where you're kind of, if I remember right, I mean, it's a long time ago, but I want to say it was just like you could see where people were. Like I knew you could talk to someone in Japan or Canada or whatever. Somehow you could see who they were. But anyway, we just happened to see each other. I don't remember who said first. I don't know, but it just becomes text, no pictures. You couldn't do that
on the internet.
I remember when you.
It's none of that.
I did at the library at the Ogden House. I remember talking to Madison Vaughn. I wish we could send pictures, dating or whatever. This was before you could do. I mean,
be careful.
So go back more years than that, and that's how basic it was.
Yeah. So how old were you? Okay, so hold on. How old were you? Playing on the internet, find Miss Tina. I don't remember. I know it now. So you don't have to say it, but so you're How old?
Oh, Jesus.
22?
Not even that.
2 years into the service, so he's probably 19, 20.
Yeah. Not,
So you're just
I'm
searching
very
around
young.
the internet.
Well, no, it was like the original surfing. Like you're just looking at random stuff that just kind of comes into it. And somehow, and I really don't remember, but somehow we just saw that we were both in Vero Beach. That's really all it was. There's no picture. There's like her name and Vero Beach. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm in Vero too, whatever. And it was very like just inquisitive, like, oh, how cool. The internet's so neat.
So immediately y'all start messaging, texting, internet texting.
Well, we kind of go back and forth a little bit, like, oh yeah, I
Daily? Hourly. Come on now, let's get this.
Well, you couldn't do it hourly because sometimes you needed the phone.
Yeah, phone, internet.
Internet's gone.
Yeah.
But it was just a very innocent, random conversation that started. It really was. There wasn't anything crazy. It was just like, oh, this is neat. Oh, I live here. Whatever. And I'm sure we asked age and things like that and whatever, but nothing crazy.
Same school.
Yeah. Well, and that's
years.
Yes.
Age difference between you.
She's a year older than me.
Okay.
How big was this fucking school?
Our graduating class was about 750.
Oh, okay, yeah, big.
Yeah,
you
school.
wouldn't know everybody.
No.
5 years.
And if you wanted to, you could get through without knowing any.
So that makes a pretty good job.
I did a great job.
Great job.
I did a great job because she knew everybody. Tina's always been the popular one. She's still the popular one. So it wasn't long, and we just kind of got curious about each other because we went to the same school, and you know that person, and I know that person, and whatever. It was one of those things. And honest to God, we decided to meet for a date. Like you actually used to have to date.
Oh yeah.
You couldn't just talk to somebody. You had to take them out, go out on a date. So we met in a public place because, we grew up worried about all the kids on the milk cartons, everyone's stealing kids. So, we were all terrified of everything, always taught to be afraid of everything. So we met.
Strangers. Yeah.
We went out on a date. We went to the beach. No, we did not go to the Waffle House.
Nick strikes me as a Waffle House guy.
I like Waffle House.
Okay, all love Waffle House. Yeah,
I like Waffle House.
all like Waffle House. But okay, so first day, go to the beach.
We went to the beach. I really, really think now. Remember, all right. So let me stop so that I don't look stupid. Yeah, we're just walking around on the beach. This is just a nighttime date. I mean, we picked up food. I don't
Like dark or sunset.
ish.
You really get in.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're painting a picture. Yeah,
I'm trying. And I don't remember some of those specifics because of time ago. And I'm
6
probably
years ago.
embarrassed about some of the things that I did, said, or didn't do, because you got to remember, one, I'm young. Two, I wasn't the popular one. She was very
in this sex.
she was very, especially once I met her, she was very intimidating to me because she's absolutely gorgeous.
Still is.
And so so we go on the date and we have a good time, I think.
You're hesitating, Nick.
Well, because I think I'm so
apparently
I'm so
got
nervous.
pretty good.
Well, so the funny
87 years later.
yeah. So the funny part of the story is it was the first time, because of the first date was the first time she really got mad at me, but the first time where I was like, oh, she's a firecracker and I don't know how to handle it.
So you pissed her off on the first date?
Well, not I mean,
First date, you pissed her off.
well, so here's the thing. So we go on the first date and we exchange phone numbers at that time, and during that date. And, we do the normal date stuff. Nothing crazy, nothing exciting, not a really big story because
Did you kiss her on the first date? Kiss her.
Yes, but not a big kiss, not like church kiss.
Do it on Fielding, and we'll.
If I get my lips that close to him, I can't protect him. But so nothing crazy. One, I'm terrified. Two, Tina was very respectful, and which I know that's normally the guy, but I know
it was very
well. No, I mean she's a lady. She's always been a lady.
You were a man,
but I'm
timid. Man.
I'm very timid. I was very intimidated by her. Honest to God, whenever we met, I was like, oh, and the first words that she heard me say, I'm sure, were not Rico Suave, or I'm
Gibberish.
yeah,
I just said meet you.
Are you, yes, I was that kid. So we do the date, exchange numbers, we go separate ways. And, I want to say it was 2 days later, if I remember right, about 2 days later, she calls me. Now,
Hungry, son.
Now this is the funny part. I, after the first date, was like,
We'll see.
she's not.
Did you?
There's no way.
You were just like,
No, oh no, I was infatuated.
Did you message her
After the date?
Yes.
No.
They did a
Cold shouldered her.
But no.
Dog.
No. It wasn't because of that.
Crawl.
No.
Played the game.
It was 100% because of insecurity. 100%, hands down.
Nick, stop. The camera's on.
I mean, you want to
talk
about it? I mean, this is the real deal.
We want the raw.
Yeah, this is raw.
Nick,
so
being composed.
I was like, there's no way she wants a second. She's out of my league. And I don't mean that in like the flattering way. I mean that truthfully. Like, I never thought I was getting a second date out of that. And it's not because anything bad happened. It's because I'm sitting there going, well, if I was her, I wouldn't date me. Because I don't look any different now than I did then. I'm the same height.
Picture. We're going to post it of his,
the only thing I had was a little more hair on top, and my beard didn't have gray. That's it. Because when I got out of the military, I'm never running and I'm never shaving. I've had the beard ever since. So, yeah. So I was like, well, there's no way. I'm not going to embarrass myself and call her. If I was,
that was your thought process.
It really was.
So when she called him,
she was mad. She was mad. She said,
"Where were you when she called?"
I was somewhere near a landline. I'm sure it was my house. And she called, and she immediately ripped into me for not calling her. And I'm just at a loss for words.
Like, say, I'm sorry, ma'am.
I don't remember my reaction, because honestly, I don't think I could have told you how I reacted 30 minutes after the phone. Because I was just so confused. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do here. I mean, you're you and I'm me. Why are you calling? So she's like, you SOB or whatever. She was giving me a little run for my money there on that, and kind of raked me over the coals a little bit. And more like, I can't believe you didn't call me. And I'm like, well, all right, so what you're saying is you want a second date, kind of, like, tell me what you need, because I'm confused.
Right.
I never thought I'd hear from you again.
Here?
Yeah.
How are we going to move forward?
Is this how this goes?
Right.
So we go on the second date. Unfortunately, I really don't remember. Tina might, but I really don't remember. My brain's mush anymore.
Welcome, Tina.
She would agree with everything up to this point. She would just fill in some of the blanks that I had.
So like the blanks, but
we went on the second date. I would say that we made it to maybe date 3, maybe, and I was done.
Like ready on another one? Or?
No, I'm
in love.
It's over for me. That was it.
Whipped, as you say.
I would have married her way before I did, but even back then, weddings were kind of expensive, and you didn't have any money. I didn't have no money. So eventually we got married.
You were still working golf course?
Yeah, golf courses. I got back into golf courses.
What was she doing?
She worked at a bank. She was a bank teller at on the beach at a real high-end bank, lots of money. This is a really ritzy area. We didn't live on the beach. We lived on mainland, but the beach had a lot of money. I think one of her customers was the guy from Grateful Dead. I can't remember his name because, but it's an old band, but like celebrities use the bank. And she worked there. And that all went fine. So that all worked for a little while, and then the only reason we weren't married was because we didn't have the money.
Right. Okay.
But in my mind, we were married.
Yeah. Right.
And because I knew that was one of the very few decisions I've made in my life where I didn't second guess it.
Were y'all living together?
Eventually.
I'm sorry. I'm going
eventually. Very, very quickly.
Okay.
Right. I don't know how many weeks it was.
Too many questions.
No. It was very quick. It was a whirlwind thing because I was sold on it, and for some reason she liked me. Fine. So yes, we become an item. We're exclusive, and then we started having kids.
So all right, so
as life happens,
20-ish.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had
I'd have to do the math.
I shitty friend. I don't remember.
Kaylee.
Yes. At what age, Kaylee?
Oh my God! Don't make me do math.
No. We are.
Don't make me do math.
Because your children were.
You're gonna make me
when you got here.
You're gonna make me screw this up.
Yeah. That's the point. My mom put the wrong birthdays on the case, so you're good.
Don't make me say the wrong dates.
You had to have gotten here. Yeah, I know you got that date. My guess. Shit, I wouldn't know where to even. I graduated 7 or 8.
No.
Yeah.
I graduated in 05. And I can remember when Nick was working at Midwest.
It was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
20 years ago.
All right, so we don't want to jump there.
But the kids are young. God.
Well, I mean,
I thought.
Yeah.
I was hanging out.
Right. Yeah. Like 7 and like 7 and 3, something like that.
Okay. 2. So,
because Madison, my youngest, the third one, she is the one that is born here in Tennessee. She was our Tennessee gift. So Kaylee and Gage, the middle child, my boy, he was 3. So I need a pen and paper. But
I know Kaylee and Gage.
Yes,
I remember.
You would remember that.
I honestly, until last summer, you might remember the conversation me, you, and Tina. You guys said our youngest, Madison. I was like, "This is Madison."
Yeah,
I'd never met her.
Well, she's 19 now.
Yeah.
She's in Knoxville. She's home for the summer because school's out. She's our youngest.
Okay.
And I thought that we should have one more, but
just recently.
No. Well, yeah. What? Well, funny story. Yes, because but no, but we're not. But it's not happening. It's not going to happen.
So is it yes or no?
No,
we have another.
We're not having any more kids. But my kids are all adults now, and
it won't be long.
I miss my kids. So yes.
All right. So we're in Florida.
Yeah, we jumped.
We jumped like wait.
Well, all right. So let's skip. I'm assuming you guys were together for a while before you moved here. What happened to move here? Yeah. Why did you decide to work?
Why didn't you just go locals only?
So we have Kaylee and we have Gage.
Okay.
So now we're like, oh, okay. Now I've got 2 kids. As if I wasn't nervous enough to begin with. Well, we still don't really have any money. Daycare was expensive. So Tina, thank God, started. I was, okay. So I was working at the golf courses. I eventually moved up, got a job at PGA in Port St. Lucie. PGA, Professional Golf.
Okay.
So they're the ones on TV. That's the big guys.
PGA is. I was making sure we're on the same page.
Yep. So I got a job at one of their courses, St. Lucie West course, and I was a head mechanic there. Well, so now I'm elevate. I was making pretty decent money, for the time and whatever. But it's a huge amount of hours, lots of hours. You're there at 6 o'clock in the morning and you're there until sunset. It's a lot of hours. So because we had the kids, I was like, well, Tina can't do this by herself. So I wanted a job with fewer hours. So then I got a job, which was a regular, like 8 to 5 job at a garbage company, Republic Services. It's like waste management, and then Republic Services is your number 2. So I go in there and I am the can guy. I build dumpsters, roll off containers and compactors and deliver them and that kind of thing. And so I'm doing that, and they decide that they're doing, I was there for a couple years or whatever it was. I was there for a certain amount of time, and they decide to do away with my job, the whole department. So on a Friday, they said, the manager says, hey, listen, we're going to do away with that department and sub all that out. So we're not going to have that department anymore. And I'm like, okay. He says, but we need drivers. So don't worry. You still got a job. Starting Monday, you're going to be a driver. Cause I had my CDL. He wanted me to drive a garbage truck. He says, and it comes with a pay raise. And I'm like, oh, okay. Let me hear about it. Well, it didn't come with a pay raise. What it was more per week, but it was like 20 more hours per week.
Right. Yeah, pay raise. You're going to work long hours. Going back to the 70-hour
long hours and less money per hour than I was working. And it just confused the hell out of him when I was able to do the math in my head, standing at his desk going, no, that's a pay cut.
Yeah, your math ain't mathing, bro.
Yeah. That was Common Core before Common Core was common. So I said, no, I'm not doing that. I got kids. I'm not doing that. And Tina, because of the daycare or the daycare costs, she was watching kids at home. She grew that into like something significant. She was state certified, this and that. And the other thing had a whole program, and this was all out of our house. We had a regular home. And so she was doing that, and she was making money to where we needed every penny, so it all worked. So as I'm standing at the desk, I'm sitting there thinking, I can't go back to these hours. I just can't. All right. I just can't. Not with the kids. And so he said, we'll see you Monday. And I said, no, you won't. Sorry. And so being young, I didn't even talk to Tina about it, which, in hindsight, I should have, but I didn't. And that weekend, that was on a Friday, that weekend, I took every penny that we had, $800, and went and bought an old aluminum bread truck, box truck. It had a Chevy 350 in it for some ungodly reason.
Can I forecast real quick?
Yeah.
Are you mogul mechanic at this point?
That's what the $800 truck is. Yeah.
Definitely know this part.
He sold it. It was a little buy here, pay here. I saw it in the back parking lot as I drove by. I said, hey, what about that?
But was this in your mind? Like, this is what Nik knew.
Well, I knew I had to start making money one day.
You were like, I'm not going in the garbage, working 70 hours a week.
Not doing that.
I'm good with small engines. I know what I need to do.
I've got to make money somehow.
And is this the next day after you left?
Yeah, this was that weekend.
No shit.
Yeah.
You said, I got to do something. This is what we're going to do.
And so he said, it doesn't run. If you can get it running and drive it out of here, you can have it for $800. So I got with Tina. We rolled nickels, whatever we had to do. We came up with $800. And I bought the truck. I fixed it in his back parking lot, and I drove it home. And backed into our house. I had a little toolbox, and I'm pretty sure someone threw away. They used to put the trash, in a regular city neighborhood with sidewalks and everything. The night before the trash day, they'd put it out on the curb. Well, I'm pretty sure that's where this toolbox came from. The tools are things that I probably found in the yard, just none of it was any good. I had some tools from working at the golf course and everything, but but not a huge amount. So I get that toolbox in the bed of the truck and ratchet strap it to a wall and immediately started calling everyone I knew. Everyone, just anyone. Mom, dad, neighbor, grandpa, anyone I knew. Said, man, you got a weed eater that's broke. And got up enough to where Monday I had places to go. So I, not a lot. I mean, just a push mower here, just whatever. Drove, started working on them. Word got around. I drove to you. I remember going to a lawnmower shop, needing some fuel line and buying 12 inches of fuel line because I didn't have the money to buy a roll of it. So bought 12 inches of fuel line. I'll never forget the fuel line. I had to do that with all the parts, but the fuel line always bothered. I'm like, I'd use it all the time.
Or whatever.
Right.
Cheap.
And I can't go there every time I need a piece of fuel line. I'll never forget the fuel line. I swear to you, if you look at my shop right now, I have bolt fuel line
12 inches
of every size.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fuel line, and it's from that core memory. And so it started that grew. And so now I'm in the, so actually started making some money. Crazy, but by Friday I had enough to pay the bills, with Tina's money. She made more money than I did, but I was contributing. We were able to pay the bills, and she gave me an allowance.
God, I love allowances.
I had an allowance, but that's the way she had to. I didn't know anything about money. I've never had to know anything about money. So she did that, and so that eventually grew. And I remember I'm on a big box truck, and I'm in your driveway working on your weed eater in South Florida, where everyone is, well, obviously not everyone, but there is a large elderly population.
Yeah.
Well, what do they want to do? They want to sit at the back of your truck and talk to you while you fix your stuff. So I remember the guy. I don't remember his name, but I remember him. As I'm sitting there fixing it, talking to him, he's talking to me, and he asked if I knew anyone that could paint a bedroom for him. And I was like,
Now this box truck is dual purpose.
Well, when do you need it painted? As soon as I could, blah, blah. I'll paint that bedroom for you. So I painted his bedroom, and then he said, oh, that turned out great. He was happy, and he said something about my daughter needs something done, and then this and that, and then it just snowballed. So now I'm doing the mobile mechanic, and then now I'm doing, and that was Nik's Fix-It Shop, because I had to name it in the city of Vero Beach. Everything has to be permitted, so I had to have a name. My stepdad actually named it.
I was going to ask. So you're driving around in this box truck, just making money, no business license, no.
Well, I mean, in the very, very beginning, but I had to get the license because if I got caught, they would bury you under the jail. So, I had to get a license, but I am driving around in an old box truck where you can still see Flowers or whatever brand bread it was. I can't remember what it was.
Nik's Fix-It is odd, her.
Well, I have my stepdad to thank for that. He's a painting contractor, painter, which is why I knew how to paint. Summers as a kid working with him. So he had done a little sign and had one of his friends who was an artist paint Nik's Fix-It Shop on this wooden sign on this metal scrolly hanger thing. I still have it in my garage in the house. And, but I couldn't afford stickers or anything for the bread truck. So it was just a scratched up, dented up, white, mostly white bread truck. So anyway, Get enough of that, painting, doing this. Oh, I got a sprinkler that's broken. I got this, I got that. Well, so that turns into Nick's Home Services.
Legit, you changed.
No, true. Because I still have
Had
to,
one truck though.
in the beginning. And then eventually I couldn't keep up with the business and the fix-it shop and the mobile mechanic. I couldn't keep up with it and do the mobile service or the home services.
Employees.
I got employees. And then they were using their personal vehicles. And then I bought a van. And then I bought a trailer and gave it to them. And they're driving it to jobs. And while I would go and bid a job or whatever, I would do that type of stuff, get all the supplies there. They would go do the job and I would go fix the machines. So that starts snowballing. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Well, by this time, the kids are old enough where I'm sitting there going, well, all of this, remember, all this started because I didn't want to work too many hours. Well,
As a business owner,
now we're working a lot of hours. And still, you know, with all these hours, it's like, it's still expensive. And then, you know, the real estate boom and taxes are going up, insurance is going up, all these different things. And so we started looking around and went through a couple states, looked at a couple different places, and found our house here in Humphreys County. And because of
about what year?
we talked about
it was about 20 years ago.
So we're 06?
Yeah, so
506?
somewhere in there. I don't know.
Before that.
So
No, it was
Graduated in 05.
then maybe 21, maybe 20, 21 years. I didn't bring a cheat sheet. I don't remember what it was. I don't know, but it was right around there.
I want to ask if this had any persuasion to how you ended up here. Caleb works for him.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of mine works on stuff around here, helps out on weekends.
Mm-hmm.
They raced here. Y'all knew them. Is that at all had any persuasion on how you ended up here?
That's how we are why they ended up here for the most part.
That's what I thought, but I don't know if at first it was
So
you guys should check out Humphreys County kind of thing.
Caleb's mom, Jennifer,
Yeah.
and Tina were friends
Okay.
way back into school. They've been friends for a really, really long time. And so they would, Jennifer would bring the kids up here to visit Tina. And then Florida got even more expensive, basically. And they said, well, let's move up there with them. They liked what we had going on here. They liked the area, so they moved up here.
I remember Keith showing up with the red and yellow floors.
Yeah.
And written the dozer. We had a trail all back the creek. Like vividly, I remember those days.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. He's a big personality. If you've ever met him, you remember him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember the 4-wheelers. Is what I.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how they ended up knowing about this place. I'm not going to say they moved here because of us, but they knew of this place because of us, and they liked it.
All right. So sorry, I got sidetracked.
Yeah, I don't remember where it was.
You were telling how you got here. You said you looked a couple different states.
Oh, yeah. So we find this house out here, and there's 45 acres. We came from a postage stamp in South Florida. I mean, I think the lot size was 70 feet by 120 feet. That was our lot with a concrete block home, you know, I mean, but your neighbor, and this is an older blue collar neighborhood, and the houses, I want to say were 20 feet apart. Well, today, between the walls, the exterior walls of the house, it's down to 8 feet. You're allowed to build houses 8 feet apart, where if you have air conditions for the houses in that easement on the same side, you have to mow through there with a push mower. So, you know, my point is whenever we came up here and we found this place, and it was a fixer-upper kind of in our price range, you know, I mean, we couldn't afford anything, but it was, you know, it wasn't an expensive house with 45 acres. Tina and I both were like, oh, we'll be land barons. This is unheard of. Who owns 45 acres? My goodness, we'll be able to, we're going to open up our own airport. We got 45 acres. I mean, it was unbelievable. Just couldn't imagine that much land. Of course, now we know that's just a regular lawn in Humphreys County, but at the time it was massive to us. And so we went to put in an offer on the house, and the house had just started to go into foreclosure. And so the real estate agent comes back and says, oh, the bank says, they're not taking offers because it's going into foreclosure. Now, we just threw in an offer. It's not like we were in love. We were just kind of seeing it, like, is it meant to be?
Tickling around.
Fully expecting for the offer to be shot down, really. Kind of hoping it did, because I'm sitting there going, well, we don't really have that much, but, whatever. But it bothered me that they said, we're not taking offers because the house is going into foreclosure. I thought, why wouldn't you take an offer on a house?
Yeah, why go through all that?
Why would you do that? Hey, real estate agent. She was out of Dixon. I said, I didn't know which bank it was. Talk to the bank and find out who the bank is. And she did. It's a local bank. And so we came back up. We had already gone back to Florida. I came back up, and we were, I think, looking at other houses or something, but still bothering me. So I went to the bank and I said, listen, we looked at this house. Oh, yeah. I said, we were told you weren't taking offers because it was going into foreclosure. Yeah. We're getting ready to go through all that. I said, call me silly, but why not just sell me the house for what's owed on the mortgage that you're foreclosing on? Save all the time and money and aggravation of doing all of that paperwork to go through the foreclosure. And I'll never forget it. The president of the bank looks at me and he goes,
is it still the president of the bank?
No, he has since retired.
Okay, that's good.
He said, yeah, I guess we could do that. And I was like, okay.
Well, less than your offer.
It's less than we offer. He never saw the offer, what we were offering.
Right.
They just said no.
Right.
So then I'm like, well, how much is the mortgage? And he told me. And I said, well, I'll pay for that for it. Okay. All right. I guess this was meant to be.
Now we're landowners.
Now we're land barons.
Now we got to get from Florida.
Oh, God.
Tennessee.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had an aluminum box truck.
Huh?
So one of the guys that worked for me, I sold him the business, the home repair. None of them were mechanics. So Nick's Fix-It Shop dissolved. Sold the truck, blah, 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 all that stuff. It just went away. That's fine. So then we move up here, which that's a long drive.
That's a haul.
And it took many, many trips because, we couldn't afford a U-Haul. Looking back, it probably would have been cheaper. But, we're still young kids, trying to figure it out. And so we move up here, and I went to work at the co-op. I was there for 90 days, and I was told that 90 days I would get a raise. I didn't get the raise, so I quit.
Co-op. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was in the tire department. Oh, well, it was only 90 days. I was promised a raise at 90 days, and he said, oh, no, the budget, this and that, whatever. And I said, well, is it because of my performance? Oh, no, you're great. Wonderful. We just can't do it right now. And I'm like, well, you told me 90 days ago you could. So I quit. Probably not the most genius idea I've ever had. But, whatever, everything always works out. And then I went to work at Midwest Supply, and I was there for a little over a year. That was great. Got to meet a lot of people.
You had already started doing some side work?
Well, so by this time,
I'm not working on bus yet.
by this time, I've been around Tina long enough to where I'm becoming a little more sociable.
Right.
So working in Midwest and talking to everyone, I don't know the first person or the first conversation, but anyway, either way, someone found out that I was a small engine mechanic. So out of my house, they would bring their riding lawnmower or whatever. It was all with mowers. It was never about four-wheelers or side-by-sides or even dirt bikes. I mean, I worked on yours because you guys were just the neighborhood kids.
Yeah.
But it was never my job. So they would bring them out and I'd do them I'd go to work at Midwest and then I would fix those at night. And then the guy that owned my shop now, it was called Trace Creek Small Engine at the time.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's the same phone number. I kept the same number because everyone already knew the phone number. But he approached me in Midwest, had heard through the grapevine that I was working on these mowers at home on the side. He approached me at Midwest and asked if I would buy him out. Well, sure. No money. Yeah, let's talk business. I don't know why. I don't have any money. So he steps me through it. There's not much of the shop left. You know, it's not whatever. It is what it is, but he gives me a price. And, through Midwest Supply, I had befriended Ken Jacobs. Anyone remember him? Well, he was I say older gentleman, but you got to remember, I was 20 years younger than I am now, so everybody was older. But he had moved here, bought a house out on Bakerville, tore down the house, and then built a really nice house out there. This guy's coming from cattle in North Florida, up in the Panhandle. So he had a little bit of money. Well, me and him got along. I'm pretty sure I'd fixed a couple machines for him at home or whatever. And I was telling him about it just because we were, just being sociable. But yeah, I mean, never ate lunch with him or anything. And I was just telling him about it. And he says, well, we should eat lunch. And so we got together for lunch. And it was, if I remember right, I think it was me, Tina, him, and his wife. I'm pretty sure is how that worked. And he offered to loan me the money to buy the shop. And I was like, well, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
I don't know. So he loaned me the money and I went down there and started Nik's Fix-It. Well, turned it into Nik's Fix-It Shop. And the name was just because that's what it was called in Florida. I didn't come up with another name. I'm not that creative. So then started the Fix-It Shop and been there since. That's pretty much how that went. And then, and I didn't decide to work on four-wheelers. This is kind of cool. Four-wheelers, dirt bikes, all that stuff. I didn't decide to work on those. It was a lawnmower shop.
Well, when you started, there was only one other small engine shop in the county besides Co-op. If Co-op.
No, there was Co-op.
Was McEwen Motorsports.
McEwen Motorsports. And then shortly after, not too long into it, was Griffith. Griffith. Where the construction played, the building that Stafford's boat. Marina was there.
There was
all 70
there for a minute.
Yeah. And he opened that. And then McEwen Motorsports, and then Jesse Rhodes in New Johnsonville, Camden. He was right there on Highway 70.
Right from church. Did on that.
Yep. I actually just saw him today. He came into the shop to get some parts. He just reached an age where he couldn't do it anymore. That's fine. That happens. It's going to happen to all of us. So, for one reason or another, everyone else dissipated, and then I was left, and now I'm just aging. So there's that. Oh, but the four-wheelers and everything, I'm working on everyone's lawnmowers. I wasn't working on four-wheelers, and that was fine. I was doing fine. I was perfectly content with that. And then a customer here and a customer there asked if I could fix their son's go-kart. And then it was, I got a four-wheeler. It's just a carburetor, same thing as your lawnmower. And yeah, sure, we got time. I'll figure it out. And so it graduated towards that. I never had any intention of doing an ATV shop. It all started with lawnmowers. I never thought about working on four-wheelers because in Florida, you didn't really, I mean, yeah, there were four-wheelers there, but not like here. So I didn't grow up or go get older or grow up with this large population of go-karts. And then the side-by-sides, of course, are new. Those weren't even around.
Right.
We had three-wheelers and dirt bikes that were air-cooled with these massive red-hot cylinder heads that, would burn the heck out of you with metal gas tanks. So it's been very interesting to watch that
evolution.
All of that evolve. And the side-by-sides, it still kills me. I'm not that creative. I never would have foreseen that. If someone offered me stock options in the beginning of the side-by-side craze, I would have looked at them like, no way, you're out of your mind.
10% on them.
You say that, but I know me, and I wish Chad Durham was sitting here because I said, when we were in rigs, we had Jeeps and Yodas, I said, side-by-sides are stupid. Why would we do that?
Why would you spend that much money on such a large machine?
And then you got the original, the OG to us,
Kawasaki T-Rex.
T-Rex. And that changed it for us forever.
I'm still the same kid I was when I met Tina, still broke. And I say I'm a tightwad, but no, I'm just used to being broke.
Right.
And I can't get out of that. And I look at these things and I see these customers bringing me these machines and I'm happy for them. I'm not picking on them at all. Everybody has their fun and that's fine. But I'm looking at these going, I know how much this thing cost. And you did what with it? You launched it off some vertical wall trying to jump a river? What I do, I want to be that fun guy, but I've just never been that fun guy. I'm just not. I wish I was. Tina's all about the fun. Tina's the one that wants us to buy a camper. I'm the stick in the mud going, it's a depreciating asset.
We had a house. We don't need to get
as soon as you buy it, it's worth less.
The memories.
That's what she says. And she's got memories. You're both right. I'm not arguing that. I understand it. But
you see how much you're enjoying this?
I can't.
Yeah. I do this every weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
For me, you get me every other week.
I'll visit you at your camper. That way, whenever those cheap PEX lines and
they buzz. And the mice love to get in.
Yeah,
it's just
yours.
Oh,
you guys got them good groceries.
No, we gutted ours. This camping season, gutted.
Yeah,
had a group of very nice young ladies come clean it from top, throw everything away. I went out there this morning. Had to use the restroom because we weren't camping, but I had to go get a piece of equipment out there, and I walked into the camper and there's some remnants of a mouse. And I thought, oh shit,
how's Leslie?
Not about like I am. I'll kill every varmint that I can see.
Well, I mean, I will too, but
when they shit everywhere, and you see these little pellets, it's not fun.
I asked because ours was stored out there where the white trailer is over the winter. Took it out there, cleaned it out. 1 million ladybugs, but I had, of the 40-foot camper, I had 20-foot droppings, 20 droppings of mine. I was like, that's not bad for being stored in the hayfield.
Rookie numbers.
Well, I know they aren't prepared for you.
If you'd have a colony of mice in your camper at the beginning of the summer and possibly going through the summer, you're not living life right.
I was feeling good. Backed them all up. Lindsay does not have anything to do with vice. Well, we go out there. We went out a month ago, set it up, got everything ready, blankets on the bed. So when we come, we bring the dogs, we bring the kids. and we're there. We're not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right below our pillows, above the comforter,
Oh, yeah.
couple drops.
Gosh, dang it.
Lindsay just uneasy about it.
It happens.
So
find the
that-
warmest, coziest,
that-
comfiest, most food.
We had ours had zero food in it because I left the fridge and freezer full over the winter. Never emptied it out. Yeah, it was bad.
That's probably why they weren't in your camp.
May have been. So that night we're asleep. First night, first cat night, my whole family, both dogs, we're all there. And me and Lindsay are teetering with good sleep. And we hear, and I hear it in the back of my head and go, oh no. Lindsay hears it and is vertical immediately. And I'm immediately like, all right, my weekend's over. She's going to load the Tahoe. We're going home because she don't fuck with me. Well, we come to finally wake up and get the sleep out of your eyes. And Jersey dog.
It was Jersey.
Jersey had stretched or scratched on the not drywall, whatever the hell it's made of.
Oh, they're there. They're there.
Shut up. I don't disagree that there's probably mice in there, but that night I was like, it's the dog. The Jersey was stretching, because also in my mid-sleep, if it wasn't the dog, that mouse went by our heads and was trying to get by the mattress in the wall.
And that's comfort to them. They'll listen to that thing. And
You know where I've never seen mouse droppings? Hilton Suites.
well,
Right on.
fortunately, there's not one. Well, there's a Holiday Inn 2 miles from our place. So,
You could probably find them in a Holiday Inn, but a Hilton?
I found
well, there ain't no hill. There ain't no hill that close to
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't know.
we know why Nick is here tonight
Right.
for the most part. Besides, actually, that's where we're going next.
There's more.
Oh, dude,
Oh, let's hear it. What do
I
you got?
don't remember when I first met you.
And I don't either.
You probably don't remember when you first met me, but I remember our first year or so of friendship, relationship, whatever.
Mhm.
Lived down the road from Daniel. Daniel was my best friend. We rode four-wheelers.
Yeah.
My memory with you, originally was I had a Honda Rincon. Mom and Dad bought me. Me and Daniel rode the hell out of it. He had a Kodiak? Maybe a Kodiak? And mine ended up having rod knocking.
And I told you not to do that.
You said, don't ride it. So I took Nick's right there, right in the neighborhood. Nick fixed it. He said, all right, I'll fix it when I can get to it. Fine, perfectly fine. Daniel's out riding his Kodiak around. I was like, Nick, I'm going to get on it was already at your house. I think half the plastic was off of it.
I know it was there.
And I was like, Nick, I'm going to just get it and ride it for a minute. I miss riding. And you're like, wouldn't do that. And I was like, it'd be fine. Definitely had a rod knocker. I pull out in the road in front of Nick's, what you call your land?
Just being a land baron.
The land baron location, and going to do like a shifter drop wheelie. And I get it up, and a rod ejects out of the engine, kicks my foot off the tag and everything. And Nick is in the shop. I don't know if you were watching it or heard it.
I heard it.
You basically went, I told you not to ride it. And I was like, and that was it. I ended up trading because I didn't have any money to rebuild it or buy a new motor.
Yeah, whole new engine. Yeah.
A whole new engine.
It exploded.
The base was in pieces.
You grenaded it.
I traded the frame for the kayak that went down the hill at Cliffs.
It caused a lot of injuries.
Broke backs.
Yes. It did that.
That was my first core memories with Nick was, don't do that, Phil. They're going to tell him don't do that. So
I remember Nick. I remember taking him air compressors, fencing, because I was fencing, and he'd fix them, and then,
I got a couple I can take him.
Then my memory of Nick, the funniest, I'm going to say I went down there, me and a friend of mine, Nathan Jones, I'll say his last name because I'm sure he didn't listen. We were out booze cruising.
Send me a finger press.
We were out booze cruising, riding a 4-wheeler, something. Went to Nick's, and Nick had a decently sized potbelly.
Love that pig.
He's a part of the family.
That was a good pig.
So I thought you were going Ebu. You had Ebus too.
Yeah. Well, we had one. Yeah. Yeah. No, you don't mess with them.
No, that's so much. No,
They're mean.
but I remember like prior to like me coming down and hanging out, it might have got out and you couldn't catch it. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, that feels right.
That's right.
And me and Nathan, which we were in our 20s, I almost said 21.
You were still living over there.
No, I was living in the cabins. No, yeah, because me and Nathan both
said it.
Yeah. And Nick said something along the lines of, "You'll never catch it."
Huh.
And back then,
That was a challenge.
very much so. I was very fit. I was very in shape. I was probably still smoking, but I was in very good shape. Well, me and Nathan chased this.
Also, it's pretty good shape.
Yeah, he was young. He was a year or so older than me. We chased this pig, chased it through the field, and got it into the barn that I think he tore down.
Well, Storm took it down.
Right.
But yeah.
But we chased it into we were smart enough. We chased it, corralled it, and jump on it. In the barn, I jump on it, grab this. I mean, not trying to hurt it at all, just going to catch it for Nick.
Oh, it was already in the barn.
No, we chased it to the barn.
Oh,
If I remember right. Right, Nick?
No, he was caught.
No.
He was put up. You were chasing him around having fun.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't loose anymore.
But you did say we couldn't catch it.
Yes, I did. Yes.
in theory, the job was done.
The job was done. You guys were just having fun at this point, and I didn't think anything of it.
And
Why would you?
we catch it, and I was holding it, laying down on it, get off of it, and step back, and me and Nathan are drinking beer, and Nick's laughing, and we're cutting up, and this pig starts screaming.
Yes.
And we're all kind of just looking at each other like, what the fuck?
Are you on top of this? Bitch?
No.
No, I'm off of it.
Yeah.
Both, we're sitting
Pig's over there in the barn. He's just standing there.
screaming. Nick goes, that sounds like it's death squeal.
Sounded like an engine locking up.
Done.
Fell over.
Nick, or Tina and the kids weren't down there. It was just me.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
So one of us goes over and kind of gives a little,
Get up.
get up. Come on, time for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't move. Reach down. Get her in the hammer.
This pig is dead.
It's done.
Nick goes, I don't know what to do. He said, y'all gotta get rid of it. You can't do it right now. Because the kids, the wife, we can't. You can't do it right now. Y'all gotta come back tonight and do it.
Yeah.
You saw them immediately.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm like, you got to make this thing disappear. It got out through the night. I don't know, kids. Sorry.
It's a good idea.
Me and Nathan come back to the old farmstead, hang out, floating a cigar. I remember I don't remember what folder it was. It was a utility, no lights. Cruise past Nick because the barn was on the opposite side of the house from where we were coming. Park, go down, trash fags, wrap it up, get it on the floor. And it was probably like 60 pounds.
It was not very.
It was a fat little sucker, but
We're trying to tote it without making noise.
Yeah.
I mean, and we gave it its proper, we got it out of there, okay, for Mr. Nick. But I just remember we caught it and we're cutting up, laughing, let it go.
Tina all know the story now.
Tina knows.
Yeah.
I don't know that I don't think we've ever told the kids.
So they might hate me, but I mean, it was all in fun. We weren't trying to hurt them.
They're all adults now. Madison would be the one that would not like you because she's all about the save the planet. You know?
She's own, but
Yeah.
so what? I mean, we didn't intentionally.
No, it was actually
Understood.
you just cardiac arrested that little fat pig.
Its heart exploded. It was definitely.
Gunshot, Nathan. Hey.
I don't want to disclose.
Okay, I didn't know if you.
I don't want to know what they did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never told Nick, but yeah, we disposed of it in the proper way. It had a proper pig burial.
I am not a hunter. I've never been a killer. I've never been a fighter. You know, I've never been in a fight in my life. And since he brought up the animals, we had goats. Goats like to climb on stuff. We had a billy goat that sometime during the day had obviously injured himself, and I got home from work and I go out there and I'm feeding these things. They're pets. They're fun. We had feiner goats, and they fall over. That's freaking hilarious.
After a good long day at work,
falls over. Yeah.
Good chuckle.
It's great. I love it. And I'm throwing them out, and the billy's coming towards me, and I'm doing the feed and everything else, and they're all fine with their evil-looking eyeballs. Man, goats are weird animals, but all right.
Because they'll eat you. If they would have fell over dead, they would eat you.
They're a strange animal.
Your dog. Well, I mean, yeah.
That's
no. But
as the billy goat's coming towards us, or towards me, I'm out there by myself. I'm looking behind him in the grass, and I see it moving. I'm like, it's good 10 feet behind him. And I'm looking at this going, what? My brain's not computing what's happening. And I'm like, what is going on? It gets up, comes up to me, starts eating, and I just look, and here's all his guts hanging out his butthole.
So,
dragging behind him, all tied up in knots, covered in grass and dirt,
And he's
everything
fine.
out. Oh, yeah, he's sitting there eating, fine, happy as a lark. So I call up my goat guy, Dennis Linville. And I said,
call up.
that's Dwayne. I called his dad.
Oh, yeah.
He was our goat guy. And I called him up because he's been out of our place before because we had goats giving birth that came out. I don't know. They wouldn't come out. He came out there, and you're talking a little smaller goat, and this dude's shoulder deep in this thing, and I'm going,
He's in the
what
throat.
is going on?
He's talking to you.
Yeah. He turned a 100-pound goat into a hand puppet. So I call him and I say, man, this donkey, this goat has got like what appears to be his intestines hanging out of his butt. You want to come out here and, I don't know, wash it up and shove it back in there? I don't know. What do we do with this? And he said, if it's that bad and all that, he goes, I can't say, because
The goat was perfectly fine.
the goat's fine. Absolutely fine. I said, well, so what do I do? Just hack it off with a machete and he'll be fine? He's like, no, he's going to die.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to digest, he's dead. He just doesn't know it yet. Man, I can't kill him, much less a pet.
I did. Oh,
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
There's been a couple on Williams I've had.
I called up Hunter and I said, Hunter, buddy, I need you, man. Bring a rifle, use mine, do it with your bare hands. I don't know, but this goat needs to be put down, and I can't bring myself to do it. So he came out, he took care of that. Now, if I'm not actually, no, I think I asked you to take that goat with you too.
he said, I don't want to bury him.
Pretty sure I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, I'm
pretty sure now that you say that it was very late in the afternoon, and me and the fencing guys come back off the road, and I took the work truck over there with no tools, no equipment, and we had to pick him up and throw him on the back of the truck.
Yeah, I think I
other
remember that.
things
Yeah, he
with it.
Yes, and because he was a good sized goat.
And he's not kidding. It was 10 foot
Yeah,
sticking out behind him.
yeah. You got a lot of intestines in your
Is there
belly.
a reason for that happening?
What Dennis had told me was that more than likely, because they like to climb, so we had fiberglass tub and shower units upside down in there, and they're like little mountains for these idiot goats. And what he figured happened is it must have slipped and fell and hit itself and caused internal damage. And so it prolapsed. I don't know. Can you prolapse out of your butt? I know cows do it when they give birth, but I don't think that's butt.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Very sad incident on William Hollow that podcaster prior had a cow, and they didn't have the heart. It was one of the old show cows.
Yeah.
Call Hunter.
The murderer.
Like, no, I just,
The murderer.
you know, they don't. They need.
You're not emotionally invested.
Well, no, I'm not emotionally invested.
Yeah, you're a bad person. Whatever.
I just want to make sure they go to the right heavens quick.
Kill it. Go ahead.
And I go over there, and I'm not going to
It
say
happens if you bury him. Don't just dump him in
this
somebody's
happens.
ditch.
All right. So I get over there, and they tell me about this cow in the pasture. And I walk up, and I had a 223 AR, and then I had a very big stowed 44 Magnum.
Yeah.
And there's cows in the pasture. I walk through the pasture. They're all like, they're not running. They're of show cows.
I think you're going to feed them.
Well, probably. and I'm looking for this very dressed cow. And I'm like,
You shot the wrong cow.
no, I shot the right one. But I come to this one cow that would not, it faced me. It would not, when I started moving it, it followed me. Then I finally got around to see what was going on. About the same thing as a goat. It had some stuff going on in the back door. But no matter what I did, I couldn't get a good advantage to take care of it.
Kept wanting to face.
Mainly
Right.
without it turning, because if not, I'm pointing towards Nick's house. If not, I'm pointing towards Daniel's mom, Melanie's, where I'm pointing towards Clint's house. I'm like, hell, everywhere I go, this cow's following me. So I started walking. So I started following. So I got close to the fence. I got to the gap. So the cow looked at the gap, and she stayed there. Pull the larger piece out, and took care of it. And then we did a proper burial, as we should have. But yeah, now that you bring that back full circle, yeah, I've had to take care of a couple. I had to take care of one on the hill, and that a black lab, a very old black lab.
Yeah.
Charlie Horton's.
You're a murderer.
Wasn't even Charlie Horton's dog. But he
That's-
asked me to come take care of it.
Yeah.
And
I hope you can't incriminate yourself.
well, I mean,
It was asked to do it.
they were suffering, and I just,
Are you claiming to be the angel of death?
no, not at all.
The Reaper.
Yo,
Hunter's the
please,
weakest holler reaper.
no. Oh, God, I'm not going to sleep.
It was great.
No, I'll still sleep.
How many
Check out his
animals?
other YouTube page, Williams Holler Reaper.
No.
How many animals have you
I
put
brought him
down?
a stray one time. I don't know if you remember that. I brought him a stray dog. You had the S10, the gold step side, computer step, whatever it was. And you said you let it out at Work Road. I don't believe you now.
I cannot deny or confirm.
Yes.
I cannot deny or confirm what I did with that dog, but it ran away.
Yeah.
With a proper burial.
Proper barrel on Work Road.
It fell into that hole, so I just threw some dirt in there. Well,
All right.
And then-
So, go ahead.
so you got the pig, but my story on you.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is the. Can we have a P/pot quick drink break?
Oh, you guys get up and pee? I just been doing it here.
Yeah, it's like mom's pool.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Okay.
We're back.
We're a commercial break. It's sponsored by Nick's Fix and Shop. That's County. We got to get a sponsor.
We've got one.
This is you or me.
No, but he's unbeknownst, but he's gonna donate us hats to give just to guests.
So 14 episodes in, I was actually going to ask.
Well, we'll get one for the first 14, but he's gonna at least give us hats for or 14 plus however many more we go. We'll probably start with like 25 and just see where it goes.
So I know a lot of people follow us. I think we have 68 followers.
Watch out, big guy.
If you do watch us weekly, we need mics. Okay. We're capable of buying them, but if you enjoy the show, what? if you enjoy the show, don't be a hoe. No, if you enjoy the show and you have a problem hearing it, I know a couple of my good friends do. It's on our list of stuff to do. He and I are both busy. So look, if people want to donate to the cause, the initial startup was not inexpensive. The software to edit wasn't inexpensive, but look, we're not too proud. We do this for us and for listeners who want to take the time to chime in. So let us know in the comments or shoot us a message. But
or if there's somebody that y'all want to get on the podcast,
or somebody that wants to be on.
Like next week, I think I've got it covered.
2 weeks. Oh, by the way, we're going every other week. We're going to do bi-weekly.
Nice.
We only have so many friends.
Well, that and work schedules. During the winter, it's easy.
Yeah.
Because it's dark at 3:30, 4 o'clock. So it's easy to get up here at 5:30, 6 o'clock before then. But during the summer, that's when we have more time to hustle and do what we need to do and make money. So that's why we've done it. Unfortunately, like a couple weeks ago, I had a track burn, so we took off that week, and then we did the podcast with Coy, and then the next weekend we took off. We took off because I was like, I was fucking tired. I work, but anyways,
I mean, you can't be that tired. You drive around in a tractor. I mean, the tractor does all the work.
Sometimes it can be
mental tired.
Yes, I'm mental tired. Stress. Just
I can see how stressed. They dig a hole here.
So the summer series,
go bi-weekly.
And
I'm okay with that because if you guys notice it or didn't notice it, I basically post a week after we recording this. So there's not going to be a huge lag in between videos regardless. So
it is what it is. But like I said, if we had 1 million followers or people just begging for the next one, it'd be different. But, less locals only here in Humphreys County, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Grateful for what we have, and thank y'all. And
tell your friends.
I just so badly want to say to be a host share the show, but we can't take
What?
Don't be a host share the show. It's
no, you can't.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're right back with Nick.
Yep.
And we're getting ready to tell Fielding and Nick first story.
Yeah.
The one that Nick remembers of me.
I can't forget it. I can't forget it, and there's a reason I can't forget it. You needed me to work on your four-wheeler or whatever it was, and so you were going to work that off by weeding, which I believe you still owe me like 7 hours.
7 hours? Weeding?
Well, interest, buddy. I mean, I think it started off around 2, but that was 15 years ago.
Okay.
Interest compiles too.
Yeah, it's compounding interest. Maybe your next show will be about finance. Compound interest.
You don't want me to run a show about finance.
Well, we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, so you were at my house, and you were weed eating. I think you were about 3 minutes in.
Oh.
And you had to, nature call.
As it does.
Yeah.
OB.
Yeah. Got that frozen burrito working up a storm. And you found a cinder block somewhere on my property. And
got a good hole in it.
And took that along the tree line where no one could see you. And
take you to that cinder block, right?
And it became a porta potty.
Multiple. No,
just one time.
Well, I thought you meant like after
but the problem I never understood is, it's like an 8-inch block. So I don't understand the purpose of the block at all.
Well,
you can't sit down.
No, I sat down.
Can you not rest on 8 inches?
Are you kidding me?
Wait, 20 years old? That's
Absolutely. Not even 20. I was like,
yeah, that was young. Yeah, I was young.
So now we got child labor laws.
that most definitely.
Well, that's why I said he was like 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
All right. So you do that, and you get rid of the firestorm brewing, And then you were nice enough to tell us that you did it.
Oh, I did?
Yes, you said, hey guys, right up there, that tree line, right around in there's a cinder block there.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Leave with that.
Leave that. I put it off where you don't have to mow around it. It's tucked up there. It's safe.
I'm a good guy.
But, when you see that block, leave it there because it is filled with Little Debbie's and frozen burritos. And I was like, well, thank you. I appreciate you letting me know.
You went and looked. Here,
No,
got the best of it.
No,
I'm fairly certain I used one as a whole and one to discard. I've told
I don't know because I did not investigate. Now, as I'm traveling around on the property, you can see the cinder block. And much like a car crash, you can't help but to look.
Well, you got to.
So I'm rubbernecking on my own property to just go, yep, that's the block. There it is. I know right where it's at. And so here we are. I don't know, honestly, probably 18 years later?
Now?
Yeah. It's got to be somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And that block right now as we sit here is in the same damn spot.
I'll find it in 5 minutes.
It's still there.
I know where it's at.
Cut to a cliff.
Yeah.
We don't have it?
That's your 100%.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not me, you.
It's still there.
Some things are left.
That's a core memory.
Some
That's
things
what
are
you
just
don't
meant to be left alone.
Whenever I die in a tragic fencing accident, you can tell that story.
It's still there. I wish I was actually
going, Nick. You can push it with the trap.
I'm not touching it. You said don't touch that block.
I'll go get that.
And if you remember from earlier, I said in a couple different points in my life, I learned life's easier if you just do what you're told.
That's true.
Name of this podcast. It's just do what you're told.
And there goes the title.
That's it. That's it. Just do what you're told. Life's easier. And not everything needs to be a debate.
Challenge it.
No. You question some things, and some things you just don't.
That's fair.
So that block is still there. Every time Tina and I are out on the golf car cruising around, we're looking at our garden, we're checking out our trees. Oh, look, we got a pear. Oh, look, there's Fielding's block. And it, so yes, you're
welcome to that.
You will be remembered. We had considered putting the house on the market and selling.
Okay.
Just because we don't need the land. We just wanted, we thought, we'll get smaller land, get a nicer house. And then we saw your block and said, how could we leave?
Can't. Well,
because if we leave, somebody's going to mess with that.
It's holding you down.
It is an anchor. That and the fact that all three of my children have slept in those rooms. Dang near their homes.
Look past that. Just the block.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
The farm together.
So
speaking of the farm, it's been through its phases.
Yep.
I don't know what's there now. I drive by it relatively often, but we had a volleyball course.
Yes.
We had a racetrack.
Yes. We had a motocross track.
We've had gardens and animals.
Yep. I've had.
What are we working on now? Is it still?
No. I put in the motocross track for Gage and Kaylee when they were racing, and I really liked that. But when they decided to quit racing, it became a liability.
Sure.
So I dozed the track. No longer is there a track. Madison, I put in the volleyball court for, which I did a really good job. I was really proud of that volleyball court.
Pretty good. Not.
It was nice. I think her and her friends played on it once.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Spend $40,000 on a volleyball.
You and Tina probably enjoyed it more than they did. Just a little bit of fun.
Well, I don't think we ever put a volleyball on it. We would go out there and look at it.
Yeah.
Man, this is nice.
This really is nice. If we had this when we were kids, this would have been where we spent our time. But that's gone now because she's grown up and moved on to different things. So we had the swimming pool, the above ground swimming pool.
You had a big deck around it.
We did have a
Nik does have a big deck.
very little deck. I would call that it's, the only thing big about me is my waist. So
And your beard.
Yes, which is trimmed because of Kaylee's wedding last weekend.
Oh,
So my oldest, my first, got married last week. But we had the swimming pool. That, I don't know why, swimming pools are horrible. So that got
much mass is animals.
That's horrible. And again, remember, Coast Guard, I don't like to swim. I mean, I don't like the water. So why do I have a swimming pool? But I was always cleaning it. So we got rid of that. That turned into a sandbox. And then the kids outgrew sandbox age. So then that went away. So now all the animals are gone. All we have is the garden. Me and Tina go out there on the golf cart, and we old people it up and pick squash.
hey.
And
I love me some.
peppers. And we got a whole smorgasbord of vegetables out there, so much that we can't eat it all. So we pick it, harvest it, our $300 squash and our $80 pepper, and we give them away at the laundromat.
Oh,
We leave them down there and people take them.
also on behalf of my parents, if you do tomatoes,
We do tomato. We plant tomatoes.
I'm supposed to be those two beds over there. But I don't really like the party this year. I think
Well, we have tomato plants. They're green, and we know they're tomato plants. But it's very rare we get a tomato.
really.
I don't know what the hell we're doing wrong. I don't know. The only thing I can grow is okra. Because the only way you can grow okra is to not do anything.
Yeah.
Okra is the way to go.
It's your vegetable.
That is my spirit vegetable.
Just leave it alone, and she will grow.
That's it. The more
You have
you,
a little heat to it, a little grease, you get a little crunchy delight, and then we have the
that's it.
little crunchy. Okay.
Yeah. So that's all that. We're enjoying being old people. So now that everything's gone, and now that my oldest is married, and my kids are older, I get to hopefully start way back at the beginning as grandkids come into the picture.
Oh, yeah.
And I just got to wait to see what they're into. And I've already thought about it. I need one of them, if assuming I have more than one grandkid, I need one of them to be into tennis.
Yes.
I've never built a tennis court. I think that'd be fun. You ever built one?
At the very least, you pick a ball.
Smaller, yeah.
Yeah. More budget friendly court. Same skill.
Tennis court.
Okay.
You can play pickleball in the tennis court, can you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can.
Can you play tennis in a pickleball?
Oh, no.
Sounds like I need to build a tennis court.
Dirt work, tennis court, gotta have a fence. We
Yeah.
some balls on.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah.
I love it.
I want 12, 15-foot fence.
I love it. Tennis court, a wicked follow.
Yeah. And the floor that I want in the tennis court, I've seen it. It's almost a rubber
You
material.
gotta have a good foundation to start.
Well, I know a guy with a tractor.
Hell yeah.
So that'll be I think my next thing.
Another thing besides tennis court building is Mr. Coon shares the same love of something that I love, and that's firearms. And Nick started it before I did.
I'm glad you took over. That's an expensive hobby.
It is. And it can hurt people.
Well, you
To
know,
that.
I started buying from local for the cotton bottoms in Lobelville. The first year we screwed mortar tubes to the deck of a gooseneck trailer.
Then it was a wood trailer.
mm-hmm.
We didn't have the forethought to go.
Wood's flammable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did that for several years, and about that time, you were putting on big shows at your house.
I loved it. I loved having everyone over. It was worth every penny.
Big shows it's just Nik.
Yeah.
He is hustling to put out.
I'm organized.
Yeah.
I know ground ones. I know high ones.
That was before cotton bottoms. That's when we were camping at Alice's.
Yeah, we left here at parties and come back over to.
So this has been a minute.
Yes.
So Nik's been a pyro for a while.
Yes.
Yeah, and the last year, well, the last time, yeah, you did it all by yourself.
It's the only way I wanted it.
We offered it. He's
Nope. I know what I'm doing.
My way or the highway.
I've been planning this for months. I know the order. I know what's lit, what's not, what's exploded, what hasn't. I've never been hurt. I'm my own safety coordinator.
He wasn't there the wet year, which
brings me.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
But you weren't working it, were you?
No. Oh no, it got wet, and then we canceled it, and then you guys did it another night, and I couldn't make it that night or something. No, it was another night. No, I think it was a week or two later.
Several weekends after.
Yeah.
No, they come back. Clinton made a trip on that down because he was invested.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's when
I couldn't make it.
I had one blow up in the tube, and
John was over it. So we do it. All right. Quick explanation. Prior to the thought of safety, we had two teams. We had Mortarman and Cakes,
which we still do.
Yes, but now we've done it for 4 or 5 years. We kind of have an idea on how it should operate or function.
And I won't do it. All right. So anyway,
go ahead.
Okay. Well, with that being said, what he's saying is like we got a mortar trailer and a cake trailer. Yeah. I will not light mortars unless Nik is loading for me.
I'm gonna prevent you from getting hurt.
And might he had been there the weekend that we shot him, I might not.
You wouldn't have gotten.
You would not have gotten hurt.
There's no question.
You would not have gotten hurt. My way works.
The weekend that he's referring to is we had a 4th of July bash.
It was a 4th of July.
100 people.
Storm rolled in. Right in the door.
We made the decision to get the fireworks out of the trailer early. Knew water was coming. Should have done it. Afterthought. Fireworks were out. Not fully set up.
But tubes were already set up on the trailer. Screwed down.
We'll trailer again. But water came. We threw as much in the enclosed trailer as we could.
Huge storm.
Yeah, it was a bad storm.
My memory says we did it later that night.
No.
I'm wrong. A week later, whatever it was, we went back and said, hunters spent however much money on these fireworks. Let's fire them up. They did get wet. Well, we did so. Nik wasn't there. Our safety coordinator wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we did it anyways. And it didn't go bad.
No, it went bad.
Until it went bad.
Yeah.
Was that the same year that and they got clocked in the head?
That was the next year, but that was because he was on your side.
I was there that year, and I saw the knot, and I went, "That was not my side."
That was Nate's first year with us.
But I had one that in a wet tube.
So we stagger the tube. There's maybe 30 of them for the side of the trailer. There's 40, 50. And we have a dropper, and we have a lighter.
And I'm always a lighter.
He and I are always lighters. That since the accident, that's how it works. He has Nik as a dropper,
and not just a dropper. I'll pay attention.
Yeah. I think Braden's been my dropper the last 2 years.
But
anyway,
so for my story, but I had somebody throwing them in a tube, and they were wet, or it still had moisture, and my dropper dropped. I lit, and I went to reach. And it imploded in the tube. And I had on a long sleeve blue jean shirt. And it went in my shirt, burnt me in my arms, went through into my chest, and actually exploded. A mortar of what was
artillery shell. They're an inch and a half.
And I got just small scars, but 30-something years old.
Crazy.
Oh, I was like, fuck this, we're done.
He said that year we'll never do it again. We've done it every year since, but
We've done it different. Then he got involved because of his prior experience with mortars, cakes, the whole 9 yards. And 4th of July, the campers at the campsite at Buffalo can get hectic. Lots of people show up, but it never fails. Nik either contributes by contributing, but he's the last 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yep.
And I love it because it makes my job as a lighter that much easier, because I've seen Nik in the middle of the fire show just break your fiberglass tubes with an inch and a half screw through the deck, snap it off the table, because he realized that the tubes were getting too hot.
Compromised.
And knew we couldn't keep going. And instead of hurting somebody, he just Judy chops it and breaks it off the table and yells at me which one to light next. And it's worked out great, which this year after we talked, I called you yesterday, but I stopped in the shop, and we're doing different fireworks this year, much better grade.
We are.
Yes, sir, we are.
I want to get the remote.
We're going to do that next year. We're switching vendors this year. Next year's the vendor that we're switching to is going to set us up with digital
Electronics.
Yes. So this year we might have to give each other a hug and say this might be the last year we light together. But
it would be cool to enjoy the show that we put on.
I mean, because
we've never seen it.
No, I've never seen
from Nick's. Nick's was the last fireworks show we watched.
Oh yeah, I sat on the hood of my truck and watched it go off.
I haven't seen a fireworks show in a decade. I haven't seen fireworks.
But it kind of gives you an adrenaline rush.
Yeah,
it's
because that's the problem with the digital. It's not.
No,
then fuck it. We won't go digital.
We're gonna watch it.
No,
That's fine. There's a pro and con. If you do go digital, yeah, sure, you get to watch it. But man, you don't get to sweat, pay attention. You don't get that rush of knowing.
It is a rush.
It is a rush.
Well, when there's a 36-foot gooseneck with
a lot of black powder,
80 to 100 tubes for
it. Either way, just
maybe it's not much.
But when you're college educated, when you're sitting there to make a show,
adrenaline is adrenaline.
And it's yelling at each other, screaming at another trailer 50 yards away for the cakes to go, 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 go. And you're just focusing on light. And you're watching one explode in the tube to go up 4 foot from you, and it puts off a percussion that I couldn't imagine.
It blows your lighter out.
Oh, it is an adrenaline to me.
Well, so you can, and it's a stretch to compare, but think about the brotherhood that happens in military.
I mean that has to be.
It's a far stretch, but I think it taps into that same guy, stupid wire.
We could die, but this could
epic.
This could be epic.
You know, I mean, what an explosion, what an adrenaline rush. I would in no way, shape, or form compare that to the stuff that our military goes through. That's not, or our police force for that matter. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm saying that it does tap into that primal male masculine bravado.
And it is awesome.
It is a lot of fun. But having said that, I'm just going to throw this out there now. If you do go digital, I want to be involved because there is an order things need to be lit off in.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, to put on the right show.
Yes.
I mean, because we've gotten fairly organized in the entire show, but the grand finale, it still gets
it's pandemonium,
fucking chaos.
Yeah.
Because so we all met
it's
Eli.
Screaming across the trailer, how many mortars you got left?
Yeah.
I got 20. Give them 10 more. How many cakes you got left? I'm down to 5.
Wait.
Yeah. It's
Eli's been a part of it for not as long as yet. So he's on taking him and Boom on cake side, and it works out.
And then the first year that was, besides the blow up, was everything catching on fire afterwards.
Oh God.
Trailers.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Out in the middle of a field.
us year at Cotton Bottom was insane.
Oh, it was nuts.
It was, and well, I'm not saying this because I take pride in it, or nor will he. Not so.
Oh, no
safety equipment. Big lighters.
One of the drunk cousins, not going to say his name, will be on a podcast maybe next weekend if we get our shit together.
But you're not going to say his name.
Well, next weekend we might talk about it. We'll see how next week was. It was a trailer full of mortars, and he was throwing the little chats, the little ones you light, they boom, throwing them at each other
In the pile of fucking
on the side of fucking mortars.
That year, it was a miracle that we didn't catch the soybean field on fire. Somebody didn't get hurt.
It was
nuts.
It was nuts.
It was dumb.
But it went off without a hitch. Nobody got hurt. No trailers got burnt.
We came so far.
Oh, and then it's where we're at now, and it's fun. Gosh dang, it's fun.
Well, next weekend, they're in town both of them.
Yeah, next weekend.
You got to do tunes. We haven't had all four of us.
We'll have to do it like next Friday because they won't be here. Chase is coming in on Thursday. Clinton won't be here till Friday, so you're not there. Job. Like
anyway, so yeah, we might have to do 2 weeks back to back because we've been waiting for all four of us to be in the same room since we got the section.
Go off a little art, a little ink. But yeah, Nick's the only guy I want loading for me.
Well, I look at the fireworks or that type of event as everything else. Tina, my grandmother, there's tons of stories, but I tend to overthink things.
Right.
It's kind of my thing.
Because that puts safety first in your...
And I overthink it, and I think through it, and 7 steps ahead of this decision, and then you mix in a little bit of just logic, and I can figure out a safe way to do it. And you don't want a firework shooting off at their highest peak at the same time as something more of a ground effect is going off. Because now you got to pick which one to look at.
Right.
So you want them high, medium, low, medium, high. You want it in a nice wave.
And now they're just everywhere.
Well, because if you light off all your high ones back to back to back to back, everyone's neck gets sore.
Oh, yeah.
Keep their neck moving. Yeah, it's much more enjoyable. It just makes more sense to me.
Right.
So, and once you get to know your fireworks, you know heights, you know if you've got different arrangements.
Hell no.
But you don't have to read. You don't have to read the labels. The way the cakes are built will tell you what they're doing.
That's way to point.
Well, I mean, if they're high, low, or whatever, how high are we shooting? Is this something that's low with big, huge trails? Okay, fine. You put those in, but then your next firework should be hot because they're watching the trails go up mid-range. And now your very next one's high, and then bring them back down.
Man thinks a lot about stuff. He's strategic.
It's all it just makes sense.
This is shocking. However many years, 40 or 50 of us entertained by himself.
What? Literally.
It was a show out there.
And the last year that I did it, I've loved every year that I've done it. The last year that I did it, Tina found one of the receipts.
Yeah. I mean,
she said, what is that actually like what you paid? And I'm like, well, no, because I wasn't lying. There was more than one receipt.
2 different purchases.
She just found the one, and she said, I think next year it's someone else's turn.
And Hunter picked it up naturally.
And just I miss it. I love it. I love being a part of it when you guys do it. I really do.
It's so much. Gosh, it's so much fun. Now I'm even thinking about it. I'm like, fuck, we got not long. We got 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks.
And quite honestly, and I know everyone wants to be involved. I know you guys have a huge amount of friends.
Yeah, but now at this stage of the game, yes, everybody wants to be involved.
Yeah, but it's too hard.
I've gone through as far as I've got burnt.
Mm-hmm. I can light off.
That's the only one I want.
I can light off all of those fireworks in the proper order, safely, and continuously with a quarter of the people that are lining up out there to light off fireworks. And because you're more centralized and you have a very specific assembly line type job and responsibility, it's safer. Right now, everyone's crossing each other because there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
I can't even keep track of that many. I mean,
It's a lot.
I want to streamline it.
Am I wrong? You gotta have 4 people on our trailer last year.
2 loaders, 2 shoot.
Just on the trailer.
It's not on ours.
Yes.
Yeah. You
So
were lighting
on ours.
You were lighting
I had a
ours.
dropper. You had a dropper.
My dropper.
And then Eli
And Dylan take care of cakes.
And I think Chad helped.
Yeah, there was more than 2 over there, which is fine. I get it. It's fun. I'm not knocking anybody, but
Not wrong. It
Let's-
needs to be safe.
let's simplify this, and maybe we can prevent Nate from taking a headshot. We can prevent you from taking a chest shot.
Oh,
You can
I
do
thought-
this safely.
Done.
it was.
That's why I the next year getting close, I started sending them. I can't remember the name of the company. They got a module.
It was on TikTok.
But you can't do it with mortars. And I told him,
Yeah.
mortars are out of the question if this is what we want to do, and that's not his style.
I
I
don't know.
had the big guns.
Yeah. But you can get the big booms out of the cakes.
Right.
You can do it, but I the digital stuff's cool, but I don't know. It's much more
Like I said,
raw.
this year we're switching vendors. I'll say his name because he wants to get people to come to him for big orders.
What?
Kansas Klein. He said he'd take care of me. I've known him for a while. He's a business guy. Yeah. We'll hopefully get him on here. He gets good discounts on bulk orders on big stuff. This is not go to your pop up on the side of the road, fireworks store, and
All right, so the camera got dropped. We're gonna wrap up on my phone, and we're gonna make best do with what we can. So we've talked. What? Yeah, come on, Nick. Come in. We've talked about fireworks. We've talked about small engine. We've talked about the military, where Nick was born. I never would have guessed Ohio. But it's been a good time.
yeah, it's been fun.
Would you got anything? We wanted to do a closeout with all of us in it.
Maybe we'll get to do one before the fireworks kick off 4th of July weekend, because I know Nick will be there, you'll be there, I'll be there.
We should definitely record it to
Yeah.
follow up this episode.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Nick, you got anything for him?
Bye.
Bye. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Thank y'all.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. Absolutely.
And we'll see you guys in a week and a half. Actually, no.
No, next week.
Next week we've got 2 family guests that we've been waiting for 17 weeks to do a show with them. And it's going to be probably a 2 or 3 part video.
Because my daughter's getting married next weekend, and it's going to be, woo.
Yeah. The
My
campers are moving.
No.
My
yours
camper's-
is.
my
I'm
camper's
not. Mine's
moving.
not. But next weekend's going to be a good weekend.
Yeah. So be tuned in for that. Hopefully we will do in the next couple weeks. Hunter's secret advertiser or supporter will show up with some merch,
Yep, we'll get the hats.
and
You know who you are.
we'll touch base then. Thanks for coming around.
Thank y'all.